The 7 worst purchases to make in your 20s. The 20s are a very interesting time. You have just become an adult and now have to face the challenges that life throws your way. Well, this is the time that is going to define how you live the rest of your life, and making bad financial decisions isn't going to take you anywhere. Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we are going to talk about the 7 worst purchases that you can make in your 20s. So, let us begin. Investing wisely while you're in your 20s can greatly improve the rest of your life, while spending too much money on the wrong items will drain your bank account. It took me some time in my 20s to figure out what financial pitfalls to avoid, because it isn't always obvious. It will be more expensive to rectify the worst financial blunders. Getting back on track after such wasteful spending will be a far more drawn-out process. It's important to learn early on how to control spending so you can have financial independence later in life. Now let us tell you about the 7 worst purchases to avoid in your 20s. Number 1. A fancy car. In your 20s, you should never spend money on a flashy car. A flashy car may seem like a good idea at the time, but in the long run, it will only bring you stress and frustration. There isn't much money left over after paying for a flashy car and having to pay for basic necessities like food and shelter. And if your automobile is prone to breakdowns or always in need of new parts, those maintenance fees can really add up over time. The higher cost to replace or repair such a vehicle means that insurance rates for it will reflect that. In addition, many of these vehicles have expensive monthly parking fees or tolls, which add up rapidly when you're on the road every day commuting to and from several locations, especially if they're far away. Oh, and another thing about cars is that they depreciate very fast, which means that you are essentially putting money down the drain. Antics like this aren't going to take you anywhere in life and will cause you more financial burden. Number 2. Expensive vacations. There's nothing wrong with the occasional exotic vacation, but it's a waste of money to make it the norm. You may spend that money on a more modest vacation instead. You can save money by staying in a 3-star hotel instead of a 5-star one, and concentrating on seeing the sights instead of lounging around. It is wise to save some savings while on vacation in order to fund a future trip. The thing is that you do not need to impress people on Instagram by posting about how you went to an expensive place or the caviar you got. The simple fact is that people will just look at your pictures, think that it's cool, and then move on. The only thing that you are doing is that you are putting your financial future at risk. Simply put, it is a waste of money that you are going to end up regretting a couple of years or maybe even months down the road. What will you feel like when you can't pay off your credit card bills or you get the mortgage late? Well, we recommend that you simply don't go for expensive vacations and opt for more budget-friendly options. Number 3. Subscription services. If you prefer Netflix viewing or rely on Amazon Prime's fast shipping, streaming content, and book selection, then by all means, continue using them. Now that you've read the one story you intended to read from the online newspaper's introductory special, you're stuck paying the full price. Or that Italian learning program you bought but stopped using after a few weeks. The service may be configured to automatically renew, and you may end up paying for something you never even use unless you pay close attention to your credit card statements. Subby, Truebill, and Mint are just some of the apps that can keep track of your subscriptions and remind you when payments are due. In the days leading up to your subscription's renewal, you'll receive a notification. These subscriptions are like leeches, and you will only realize that you have a problem after they have sucked your account dry. So, take a seat and carefully browse through all the things that are taking a chunk of your income every month. Keep the necessary ones and let go of the ones that you do not use. Number 4. Designer clothes. Fashion designers cannot magically transform you into a desirable or successful person. Actually, you shouldn't expect them to bring you any joy or success. It's possible they're actually making things more difficult for you. Though you may have heard this before, studies have shown that displaying your wealth through the brands you wear can actually lower your feelings of self-worth and safety. We keep on buying them, but why? It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of a new pair of shoes or a new bag, but for many individuals, these luxury items are out of reach financially. It turns out that spending less money might actually make us feel better about our purchases. So if you want to buy something nice for yourself or someone else, consider looking at the cheaper end of things instead. The thing about such clothes is that you simply don't need them, and chances are that nobody is going to care about what brand you are wearing, so often it is best you do not waste money on them. Number 5. Name brand groceries. You may be enamored with a particular product because of the catchy tune used in a TV commercial for it, or because your mother always bought it for you when you were a kid. Do you think it tastes better than the store brand, or is it of greater quality? Certainly not. Some of the store brands sold in retail establishments are really produced by larger companies but packaged and labeled as the store's own. Costs can be drastically reduced by purchasing store brands. For reference, at Walmart, you'll pay $8.12 for a 2-ounce bottle of McCormick Pure Vanilla Essence. Great value. The store's own brand costs $3.66. Great Value's 32-ounce bag of chicken nuggets cost $3.96, while Tyson's equivalent costs $5.30. The Private Label Manufacturers Association reports that in 2020, private label sales climbed by 11.6%, or $16.5 billion in volume. Number 6. Expensive parties and weddings. I guess now would be a good time to start putting down money for the big day. Wrong. Why not start with the major one while most people are in their 20s and spending money on things they don't need or want? If you wait until you're in your 30s, you can have a huge party and invite all of your pals, or at least all of those who are still friends. Maybe not though. According to a poll by the research firm Eventbrite, millennials are more likely than previous generations to attend weddings simply out of a sense of obligation, with only 28% saying they would be attending a wedding because it was something they'd genuinely want to do. As many as 69% of those polled stated they'd rather not get married at all than get married in a private ceremony away from friends and family, also known as a destination or elopement wedding. Number 7. Alcohol and cigarettes. Spending money on a night out with friends to enjoy a meal and several drinks is a lot of fun, but it can add up quickly. Meet up during happy hour instead. You can save a lot of money at the end of the night if you purchase appetizers for $5 and drinks for $3 instead of a $27 steak and $13 mixed drink. Constant tobacco use has been linked to a variety of health problems. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports cigarette smoking is the biggest cause of preventable disease, disability, and death in the United States. The immediate monetary costs are prohibitive. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services reports that the national average price of a pack of cigarettes is $6.28. If you smoke 10 cigarettes a day, you will spend $94 a month on cigarettes, or over $1,200 a year at that price. Costs per year will be significantly greater in places where cigarette taxes are higher. Cigarettes cost more than $10 per pack in states like New York and Illinois. So that is all the time we had today, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and do hit the bell icon on your way out. See you all next time.